Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 2, Episode 6. Last episode, Kaguya tried blackmailing Miko into backing down, or it was kind of a threat.
It was like she would help Miko win the following year if Miko let them win this year.
And Miko did not like that one bit, so we're gonna see what she does to, I don't know, come back, or what's gonna happen with the rest of the election arc. We had guessed that there was going to be some sort of debate or something like that, like a presidential debate. So we'll see how that works out. I have a feeling we're gonna get to more like contests or like something more than just putting up flyers in this election. So we'll see how that comes to fruition. Make sure you guys like this video. Check out our previous Kaguya video, again surpassing the one before it as the fastest growing video on our channel. We love the support. Thank you guys so much. We're super glad that you guys like these videos, but we're just gonna get right into this reaction. Hopefully there's a good discussion after this one. Stay tuned. We'll see. Let's get right into it. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 2, Episode 6. Let's go. I have no idea how this series is gonna end. Genuinely, I have no idea.
Isn't it still going on? Like it's still being written as
I don't know. I think so, but I'm not sure.
I think it has some length to it. Like it's not. I thought it was just gonna be short, but it seems like it's sort of longer than I thought.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Called.
We were right. Election. Oh, this is the straight up election. They don't have an idol. Taking some sort of pill. Taking Adderall. What if she is actually taking Adderall or something?
They're swallowing pee.
What? Do you understand that? I don't understand that.
Oh my god, they're like the dream team over here, like just flying around looking all cool. Or...
So it was kind of like what we said, where like most people don't give a fuck, even at this school.
Making everyone pay attention.
Is that her dad? What?
No, Chika was just making everyone pay attention.
Oh, okay, I see. PowerPoint? Hmm? Oh shit. Holy shit. That's insane. A festival? Ebisu.
his face like on that giant screen. Does she though?
Mic trouble?
Oh shit.
This is bad.
いつものパターンです。それがいいのミコが勝てない理由。もともと人前が苦手なやつでしたけど、本拠に負けるたびひどくなってる。そりゃ笑いますよ。学年1位の融通が利かないクソ。普段は偉そうに指図してくる目の上の単行部が、こうも見事に生き恥さらしてくれるわけですから、笑うなってのが無理な話でしょう。僕だってあいつには恨みも多い。つくんすよ。頑張ってるやつが笑われるのは。だから僕は任せろ。いいのミコを笑わせない勝ち方をすればいいんだ。
Careful now.
ミコちゃん、お家に誰もいないの？ママは紛争地区でワクチンを配ってて、パパは裁判所で遅くまでお仕事。とっても大事なお仕事なんだよ。家に誰もいないのって寂しくないの？私だったら耐えられないな。ママとパパは悪くない。世の中が悪い人ばっか忙しくてお家に帰ってこれないだけなの。みんながもっとちゃんとしてる。ミコちゃんはとても真面目。毎朝誰よりも早く教室に来てメダカに餌をあげてお花の水を変える。先生の言いつけを破ったことはないし、勉強はいつも1。中等部に上がって私たちは風紀委員に入った。ミコちゃんは人のいないところでなく、本当は怖がりで悪意にさらされれば人並みに傷つく。ミコちゃんは真面目なだけで強くなんてないのに待ってくれない。ミコちゃんは正しくありたいだけなのに、どうしてそんな目で見るの？そんな目で見られたら誰だって怖いんだよ。
もういいだろ。時間の無駄だ。
I see.
こんなアホらしい公約掲げて票を取れると思っているのか？
アホらしい？
アホらしいだろ。今の時代に強制坊主とかみんな嫌がってると思う。本があるなら俺の目を見て話すことだ。
How are the teachers allowing this?
言ってみ。
この公約は全然アホらしくありません。いいですか？
Oh no.
こちら各
This is gonna backfire.
ほう、原因はつかめているのか？
いくつかありますが、の陛下が強く印象づいているようです。世間には偏差値だけ高いボンボンともそんな風に思われ。ミコちゃんが上がらずに言いたいこと言えてよ。行事において地域団体の協力が得られない状況が。
地域団体の協力。
そうか。
具体的
今は
に何
白金さんの姿勢しか意識してないから。キャンプファイヤー深夜まで居座る生徒やポイ捨ての問題化で夜間活動に町内会の許可が。風紀の乱れが起こした問題の一つです。
The old teacher.
だがそれだけのために坊主頭にするのはやりすぎだ。
かっこいいですよ、坊主頭。一周しておしゃれでしょ。あの時はしました。
お前のフェチは知らんわ。
どうした火災重鎮というイメージ改革が求められているのです。
坊主頭が有効なデータは？
遅刻の数が減った実例があります。理由としては髪をセットする時間が減ったことに起因します。
それだけでは有効性は認められないな。多様性を重んじる現代に坊主を強制するのは難しい。
多様性ですか？髪型一つでする必要がありますか？
失われるのではなく奪われると言った方がいいだろう。
理想は実現できます。討論は30分以上オーバーして行われましたが、誰かが止められる雰囲気じゃありませんでした。まあ選挙には負けてしまったのですが。ちゃった、私も。
来年も
The glasses.
Hashtag rubbing shaved head.
ああもう相手
もうこういうおもちゃはもうやめてくださいよ。
シノミヤどうしたの。
いつで立てなくなっちゃったんですよ。誰かさんのせいで。
悪かっ
She got so stressed out.
思ったより僅差で焦った白金だった。
素直に喜びましょうよ。はいはい、よしよし。本当は不安だった。かわいそうに。そんなのじゃないわ。知ってるんですよ。ここ数日ろくに眠れてなかったでしょ。早く頑張りましたよ。
Okay, it's actually wholesome, or is there gonna be some?
これも真剣勝負の結果だ。
Oh my god.
恨んでくれるな。それ感謝してるって顔じゃないぞ。
感謝しても悔しいものは悔しいみたいです。
二人とも生徒会に入る気はないか。生徒会長を目指す。実地で学んでおいた方が都合がいいだろう。
私は結構です。正直生徒会興味ないので。
そうなの。
あくまでミコちゃんの応援をしたいだけなので。
もちろん無理にとは言わないが。
ミコちゃんは私生徒会に誘われるなんて今までなくて。少し考えさせてください。
そうか。
それより後ろの方々がそわそわしてますよ。いいえ、その他の役職はどうなるのかなっていうか、なんていうか、その
選ばれないかもって結構不安に難がありますから。
I agree.
藤原初期、石上会計も新生徒会の初仕事だ。体育館の椅子渡しに行くぞ。はい。
なんで会長は見舞いに来てくれないのか。
Really?
もしかして会長、私を生徒会に入れるつもりはないんじゃ。ほんと大変。
She has a monitor.
私が他の候補者を裏で蹴落としてたことに会長は気づいたのかもしれない。いくつかの部を丸め込んで票集めしてたこと。選挙会議員がすでに私の最愛だってこともバレてるんじゃ。そんなことまでしてたんですか。だって私がお願いして会長に出馬してもらったのよ。私に出てするって決めたの。じゃないと筋が通らないでしょ。まあできることを全部した結果、疑心暗鬼に汚い手段しか使えない最低な女。そんな人生徒会から外しても仕方ない。仕方ないってほどじゃないでしょ。あんまりだわ。第一、私たちがかき集めた票に行動をした。これって私が幹部になってできる行動でしょ。
Okay, making it all about you.
まるで妻が言うね。自分でコツコツ稼いだ。
Typical worthless husband.
The sound.
大丈夫ですよ。応援演説までさせて生徒会に入れないなんてことしません。私みたいな女は利用するだけ利用だわ。不安があったり怒ったり。
Yeah, no shit. Jesus. It's not all about you, bitch.
私が特別だから優しくするんだって。だけど会長は誰にでも優しくて誰にでも救いの手を差し伸べるのよ。私が特別なわけじゃなかった。そんなに言いたいことがあるならどうぞご本人におっしゃってください。
Batman's her while sitting right next to her. He didn't come visit me. He walks in like literally 2 minutes later.
ひょっとして怒ってるのか。だけど俺を動かしたのは篠宮たちだ。篠宮たちがいる場を静観するようなやつで、俺は一人じゃ何もできない。国篠宮たちがいてくれなんだってできる気がするよ。篠宮、副会長になってくれ。 俺にはお前が必要だ。
And we're back.
I love the, like, lint rolling the floor instead of vacuuming. The fan. I wonder who's showing up. I wonder who it's gonna be.
今回の選挙戦、白金陣営の勝利。リコール、新メンバー1名獲得。
Alrighty, that was Kaguya-sama Love is War, Season 2, Episode 6. Campaign arc's over.
Much faster than we expected.
We've already got like 3 seasons worth of content in half of one season. With the season of Kaguya, so big ups to them. They're really pulling through the season. I can't wait to see if we're gonna get to the end of the school year.
That would be
insane. What? I don't know if I see this show continuing after they leave high school.
Yeah, probably not. But they still have 1 year of high school left.
After this one?
After this one,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what people were saying.
Yeah, I think they're in second year and there's 3 years of high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, so maybe there'd be another season and that's probably it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Or it just ends when they're not, because they obviously aren't going to be on the student council again.
But they could
next
probably
year. Unless, like, I don't know, maybe they can, like, find a way to, like, still hang out when not in the student council and be, like, normal people.
Yeah. Maybe they go, maybe that's, like, after they're not in the student council, then there's the real stress of, like, what are we actually going to do? Because, like, Shirogane is going to be studying for entrance exams for university. Mm-hmm. Even though he could probably get accepted to anywhere, he'd still have to, like, keep his grades up and like make sure that everything is looking good. So it'd be really stressful. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how things progress. I guess we're just thinking about the future because so much has already happened, and we're already. It is pretty cool that they make the first half of the season the first half of the school year. So like the first semester is already over, and now we're going into the second semester. And we're on episode 6, and it's probably a 13 episode season. Possibly 12, but whatever.
It's just weird. It's just, like, crazy, because coming into this season, after the first few episodes, we were like, all right, this is the election arc. This season is the election arc.
I thought it was going to be, like, the tuning exams of Shuichi'in Academy, Kaguya-sama Love is War. I thought that it was going to be, like, a tournament arc where it wasn't just going to be Miko versus Shirogane, but there were going to be other contestants, and there was, but they made short work. Kaguya made short work of the other contestant, and it was mostly just a character introduction for a new girl into the group. That was basically what it was. Not that it wasn't interesting, but they took it in an interesting direction, because I think the whole time we were wondering, at least I was stuck in the mindset of tournament arc. This is like a battle. This is like, a contest, and we got to make sure that we win. But it wasn't really about that at all, because Shirogane was always going to win. Unless he really messed up, he was always going to pull one over on Miko. It was just a landslide, and you even said that when the election arc was first being introduced. It was like the morals were going to hold her back, no matter what the other team did. Mm-hmm. And I think you're right.
And they would have. The only reason she got so many votes
was because Shirogane threw her a bone.
Yeah. Really helped her out there.
Yeah.
Ishigami, that was pretty interesting. His whole thing, how he's like, at first it seemed like he just wanted to destroy her completely.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that he actually feels bad for her.
Yeah.
And wants everyone to stop laughing at her.
I think, because he respects her. Mm-hmm. Well, I think he grew to respect her, but I can understand where he's coming from. He's like, smart guy, but really underachiever, doesn't really give a fuck about school. He has other shit on his mind, and he just wants to live his life. And then Miko comes in and is like, there's so many shitty people in the world, And if people would just do what they're supposed to do and stop fucking around all the time, then things wouldn't be so messed up. If people just followed the rules and were a little bit more robotic, I guess, or just, stop fucking around. Like, if you're going to do something, do it. And if you're, if you're not interested in something, then stop, like, coasting along and bringing toys to school as an elementary kid. This is a place of learning. If you're going to come to class, pay attention. I understand that. But Ishigami's just kind of like, stop being so serious all the time about everything. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting why she is like that anyway. Because we kind of, like, before, it's kind of like, oh, her parents are these such, like, good people. And then we're like, are they actually corrupt? And they just, whatever, like, keep her so in the dark about it that she's, like, 100% the other way of, like, thinking everyone has to be good just for the sake of being good. But no, it's, like, a childish desire of everyone has to be good so I can spend more time with my parents.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
It's pretty sad. Do you relate to Miko a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I guess a little bit. Like, she's a bit extreme.
She reminds me kind of you a little bit. She is extreme, but it is an anime. Everyone's kind of extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of relate to Miko a little bit, especially since I came back to school. I took a long break from education, and then I came back to it, and I was very, serious about, taking education seriously, because I dropped out of high school and then had to, like, fight my way back into education. So I understand where Miko's coming from, because at least I would go to class, and then I'm, at least in university, you're paying for classes, and, every second you spend in a class, every second you spend on material, it's costing you money. And it's a huge investment of your time. You can't work and make money, at least depending on the school. If you're at a high level education, you probably can't work at all. So you're just spending money all the time. And then you go to class and people are just fucking around and, like, don't seem to care about what's going on, don't seem to be invested in the material, don't seem to understand, like, the weight of the place that you're in. Not only are you paying a lot of money, but this whole infrastructure has been built up for decades in order for you to come here and have a chance at achieving your goals, and you're just going to sit around and talk over the professor. I don't know. So, like, a part of me really does kind of understand where Miko's coming from, of, like, can you just take anything seriously? Can you, if you're gonna go to school, if you're gonna, you have literally the world at your doorstep, but you're just going to, whatever, text in class, like, worry about a bunch of bullshit, mess around, talk to your friends, like, how about a little bit of seriousness? But she does take it a little bit far with the haircuts.
Yeah, I guess you probably relate to her more than I do on, like, a school level, because, like, in university, even though I was paying for it, in the classes, such as, like, English or, like, history or, like, stuff that I was just taking literally because my program said, you have to take this to graduate, I didn't care. And I'm, like, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of lucky in the way that I could still get straight A's in university with literally not even caring and not even trying.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, in my classes that were, like, what I was there for, I was really pissed off when people weren't helping or, like, doing stuff, because it was all, like, hands-on physical, like, building stuff. And when people weren't helping with that made me, like, so angry. I was like, you have literally one job, and it's to pick up this piece of wood like I fucking told you. And you went for a nap in the green room like an asshole. Like, I don't know. That stuff made me mad. I don't know. I guess it's just what you care about, because for you it was just, like, the gift of, like, education as, like, a whole, like, the privilege of being able to go and learn. For me, it was just, like, this is the career that I want, this is what I'm interested in. If it doesn't have to do with that, I'll still try, but I don't I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But if it's something that I really care about and everyone else who's there is supposed to also really care about it and want to do it as their career and they aren't caring, then that really made me angry. But
yeah,
I guess for me it was just more specific based on what I was interested in, not just school in general.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a difference in perspective. It is kind of silly to care so much about shit that isn't going to affect your future. So yeah, I definitely understand both perspectives for sure. But as far as how that relates to Miko, it seems like she's more in my line of thinking than yours of like, but it's also, she's an authoritarian. It's less like, I don't think she thinks so high resolution about, and it is a fucking anime character, but it like, I don't know if she thinks so high resolution about like the privilege of you know, everything that you have at your doorstep. It's more like, it
seems more like childish. She wants the school to be a reflection of the society that she wants to create, of like everyone stays in their lane, everyone does the right thing, everyone like no one is a criminal in her eyes. No one's like a juvenile delinquent out here, even if her definition of that is just someone who wants to have like long hair or like wants to whatever, not pay attention in class one time. She is very, and it's definitely that. I think it's more that, but it's also, she takes a very utilitarian approach to the way that she implements it. What struck me during her whole speech or debate, how it ended up turning, was when she talked about why crew cuts are useful, because it makes boys spend less time on their hair in the morning and throughout the day, which makes sense, but then it's like, why not for girl? Like, why not? How much time do guys spend on their hair in a day?
A lot more than you think. But
I don't know.
But it's kind of a weak argument because girls also spend time on their hair as well.
But also, it doesn't matter what hairstyle you do, because like she's saying like pigtails or braids for girls. Well, I take about like 30 seconds to brush my hair in the morning.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if I had to like do braids or pigtails, that would take significantly, I mean, I guess not that much longer, but it would take like a less than 1 minute task into like a maximum of 10-minute task.
There's also a sociological reason for it, and I forget if she's touched on this specifically, but the uniformity, I think she said. That like that kind of brings people together, that if everyone is forced to dress the same, eventually you start identifying with people a lot easier if you're sort of in the same boat. So there's a lot of reasons for it there, and it's an argument that is constant in society, but also in schools, whether you should do uniforms, etc. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weak, but she's very utilitarian. There are reasons for all this shit and why it could possibly improve the life of the students, but it's also, you know, she doesn't, she's not like a deep thinker about these things. No. She just sees what is the quickest way to everybody being efficient and letting emotions be where emotions are and letting work be done in the most efficient way, and society functioning the highest order possible. That is, everybody is uniform, everybody dedicates their time when it's needed, and then they, you know, keep everything separate and segregated, and everything is nice and clean and clear cut, and anything that gets in the way of that is a danger to the structure of our society. And that's what leads to criminals, to all of the problems. And if we could just make these small changes, it increases the likelihood that things are going to work out well in the long run. So in a way, it does make sense, but it doesn't take into account all the problems that come with teenage rebellion, and like it's the worst possible place. Like, it could backfire huge if you start forcing people into a box.
Okay, everyone now has to dress exactly the same. That immediately is gonna get like a quarter of the school's population to be like, well, now I don't want to. Yeah. We were all wearing the same uniform before, but now that we all have to have the same fucking haircut and the same everything, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not. And then it forces a problem. And like this, I actually like this because the show's forcing us to talk about like education as a whole and all the problems with it. But those 25% that you talked about who would immediately just be like, fuck this, fuck you. I'm gonna, you know what? Just because you said that, I'm gonna focus way more time into like gelling my hair in this certain way. Or you want a crew cut? Fine, I'll shave little shit into like the side of my head, or I'll shave like my eyebrows, bending the rules slightly. I'll pop my collar instead of wearing a tie. Like all of that fucking energy, all of this hyper useful energy that could be put into, maybe it's a creative kid, maybe they're a painter, maybe they're expressive.
instead of expressing themselves, you're now forcing them into a box where the only way that they feel like their expression is meaningful is by fucking with you and your rules, rather than actually achieving something for them. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest problem with education, I think, these days as well, is that it's so uniform. Even if your school doesn't wear uniforms, everything is on a scale. Everything is so robotic that there's no room for error at all. And if you do make an error, then it's reflected in the rest of your life. So, like, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But I don't think, bottom line is, Miko, I don't think, is thinking about all these things. She just has a very childish, frankly, view of how society should be run. And it's actually kind of dangerous if you think about it. Because if her you know, psychotic utilitarianism and authoritarianism is put into practice in the real world, things get pretty fucking ugly real quick. So anyway, but this is an anime about high schoolers. That was hilarious. I just clicked to when Hayasaka was consoling Kaguya, and then Chika runs up, and then she just pushes her aside and Batman's out of there. Yeah, that was good. Anyway, yeah, I guess that, I don't know. Do you have anything more you want to say about the whole education thing?
Yeah, I don't know. She really, really believes in it, and she's believed in it the same thing, though, since she was, like, 5. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping, like, maybe her time with the student council, getting, like, other perspectives, she'll, like, still hold on to, like, what she wants, but realize maybe there are other ways to achieve a good society other than these crazy rules. I don't know. It'd just be interesting, like, if over the course of the season we see some growth from her.
Mm-hmm. I think we will. I think we'll slowly see a little bit more. Her friend is fucking dope. What was that whole thing with her swallowing people? What the fuck is that?
She's just like, if I write their name on my hand and then eat it, it gives me confidence. Or
I guess
something.
It's like imagining people in their underwear. It's like imagining them so small that you could literally swallow them.
Yeah.
I guess that's all that is. I've never heard of that before in my entire life.
Comment down below if that's common where you're from.
Yeah, never heard of that before, but yeah. Her friend is really awesome. She didn't even want to be in the student council. She literally just wanted to be there for her friend. Mm-hmm. And like when Miko's parents were like gone and like doing shit, she would come over to her house and I don't know, hang out, and just they became really good friends, like lifelong friends. All she wants to do is help her friend. It's really wholesome and nice. I guess that's it. I don't have much more to say.
At the very end, we saw Kaguya crying in the bed. But it's sad because also Chika and Ishigami were, like, scared that they weren't going to get asked back. And then he's like, what are you talking about? Like, of course. And then Hayasaka just outside the window, and she's like, he does give you special treatment. Don't even worry. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yes. After she gives him the
okay. That was hilarious. What the fuck, Kaguya? It's all about her? I mean, I get that she was worried, but like her first thing is like, I mean, if she did put all that work, like she did, if everything she says is true, and she did basically have every club and the election committee in her pocket, then it probably is. It might have actually. She might have made a huge difference. Yeah, it was already so close.
He hyped up Miko to the point that, like, if those clubs weren't, like, locked in for him, he might have lost.
Yeah. So I get it, but her thing is instantly like, why isn't he here? He's so what the fuck is the matter with him? He doesn't love me? He doesn't pay attention to me? All the shit after everything that just went down. That's your first fucking thought.
I love how he has the fan.
I love how he has the fan. It's so perfect.
And he uses it all the time. And I love how it gives the like, what it says on the fan every time the fan is out. Like, it gives us the subtitle.
Unyielding diligence in one's studies. It's perfect.
And we're setting up to get a bunch of festivals and sports day and...
Mm-hmm. I wonder what conflict is going to arise from that other than just... the caterer backed out. We gotta cook some food. Kaguya,
those
cook some food.
French students are back.
Yeah. Kaguya, get your chefs over here. No, I can do it by myself. Runs to Hayasaka. I can't do it by myself. Help me.
You think I have chefs? I am a chef.
I guess we'll see what happens later on. That's all I had to say about the episode. I think I covered everything I wanted to say.
It was a good episode.
It was a good
Very
episode.
wholesome.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. Hope you enjoyed our nice long 20-minute discussion. Please like the video. It really helps us out. We love the support that you guys have been giving us on these Kaguya videos. They're our biggest videos on this channel by far. We're going to be starting a new series here pretty soon, even though we just started out on Angel Beats. We want to start catching up on ReZero because next season, second season is starting, and Lindsay hasn't seen ReZero. I've seen the first season, except for the last episode, so there'll be one fresh reaction at the end of the season. But we're going to start catching up on that in preparation for the next season. So if you like ReZero, maybe consider subscribing if you're just finding this video. Other than that, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Hope you stick around. I'm Carson.